Have you ever wondered why certain dreams feel so alive in your imagination yet so distant in your reality? You see them so clearly: success, love, freedom, health, yet somehow they slip through your fingers like smoke. You try harder, push more, chase endlessly, and still the life you long for feels just out of reach. But what if the problem isn't effort at all? What if the bridge between longing and living has always been hidden in the way you see? There is a deeper truth whispered across ages and confirmed by modern science. The universe was not born of chance. A higher order, what many simply call God, has woven meaning into every thought and heartbeat. What you hold in, your mind with clarity, consistency, and heartfelt conviction eventually takes root in your life. This is not mere wishful thinking or blind fantasy. True visualization is not about pretending. It is about aligning the unseen with the seen, joining the inner design to the divine pattern already present in creation. When practiced with depth, it becomes the architect's blueprint for reality itself, a blueprint that resonates with the will of the one who set the cosmos in motion. Yet most people use this gift unconsciously, letting their inner movie remain unfocused, blurred, and incomplete. So the question becomes, how do you visualize in such a way that it actually begins to show up in reality? And while you reflect on this, remember to support the Quantum Aligned community. Like and subscribe so you can journey deeper into these insights. Every great creation begins twice, first in the mind, then in the world. An architect sketches before building. A composer hears the melody before it is ever played. In the same way, visualization is the mind's blueprint, a living design whispered into the fabric of existence by the source that gave you imagination itself. You are not simply imagining for entertainment. You are planting seeds in the soil of your subconscious, and through it you connect to the greater order God has set in place. This is why you may feel stuck, as if running in place. Without a clear inner design that honors this divine alignment, life tends to recycle the same patterns, leaving you wandering in circles. Visualization becomes the way out, the bridge between what feels distant and what can be lived. Clarity is the foundation of this blueprint. A vague dream like, "I want to be happy," or "I want success," is like handing an architect a blank page and expecting a skyscraper to rise. What does happiness look like to you? Is it found in strong health, meaningful work, travel, or family? What shape does success take in your imagination? Your mind, much like a navigator, requires exact coordinates to guide you. The clearer you draw the inner picture, the stronger the pull becomes toward it, as though the very currents of creation begin to respond. Visualization begins working when your goal is not a blur, but a vivid image that feels real in your inner world, an image quietly blessed by the order God placed in the universe. Yet clarity on its own cannot carry the dream forward. Consistency is what breathes life into the vision. A single picture imagined once is only a spark. It flickers and fades. Returning to the vision again and again is what keeps the fire alive. Each time you revisit your dream in detail, your subconscious absorbs it more deeply until it becomes familiar, almost inevitable. Just as a garden does not flourish after one watering, your future does not grow from a single glimpse. It is nourished through repetition, a steady rhythm of mental rehearsal that builds strength and certainty over time. This union of clarity and consistency forms the true blueprint of the mind. Together they program your inner GPS and set you on a defined path, one that harmonizes with a higher wisdom that governs life itself. The wisdom of ages echoes here. The mind shapes reality. What you dwell upon, you begin to embody. Visualization is the act of choosing what your mind is allowed to become, and then engraving it into your subconscious until the reality around you bends toward that choice. When practiced with detail and regularity, visualization stops being daydreaming and starts becoming destiny, an inner design that life, under God's quiet guidance, begins to honor. If you're finding value in these reflections, remember to like this video and subscribe to Quantum Aligned so you never miss the next exploration into the union of science and spirit. Visualization does not stop with a clear mental picture. Once the blueprint of the mind has been drawn, the next step is to breathe life into it through the senses. Seeing alone is too shallow. Your subconscious responds most powerfully when you step fully into the vision, when you feel, hear, smell, and even taste the reality you are creating. Imagine walking into the picture you've drawn, inhabiting it with the fullness of your being. This is where the blueprint begins to transform into lived experience, because your mind cannot distinguish between what is vividly imagined and what is physically encountered. Think of a snowy mountain scene. You don't just watch the white landscape from a distance. You step into it. You feel the bite of cold air brushing your skin. You hear the crunch of snow beneath your boots. You smell the pine carried by the wind. And you sense the warmth of your winter coat hugging your body despite the chill. The more detail you add, the more convincing the scene becomes. This practice is not fantasy, it is disciplined mental training. Each time you imagine vividly, you are teaching your subconscious what reality to believe in and move toward, in harmony with the greater design God has already set. Science affirms this truth. Brain scans reveal that when a person vividly imagines performing an action, the same neural pathways activate as if they were physically doing it. Athletes use this to their advantage, rehearsing routines in their minds and improving performance without moving a muscle. In the same way, you can rehearse the life you long to live. Whether it is delivering a confident presentation, stepping into a new home, or celebrating a personal milestone, your mind prepares your body and spirit for the moment by experiencing it in advance. Daily consistency strengthens this inner rehearsal. A single immersion is not enough to shift your subconscious. Just as in the previous section, repetition nourishes the seed. Only here the seed is being enriched by sensory detail. Returning to your vision with full sensory engagement makes it familiar, almost second nature, as though the universe itself, under God's quiet orchestration, begins to bring it forth. And with that, let Quantum Aligned remind you, keep nurturing your vision, like and subscribe, and allow the higher order of life to meet you halfway. When the real situation arrives, it no longer feels foreign. You respond with confidence because you have already lived the moment countless times within. Visualization becomes less of a distant dream and more of a memory you are stepping back into. The insight of thinkers through the ages comes alive here. You are today where your thoughts have brought you, and you will be tomorrow where your thoughts lead. Training the inner senses is what gives your thoughts the weight of reality. Each detail is a brushstroke on the canvas of the mind, and over time the picture becomes so real within that it begins to manifest without. Through sensory immersion, visualization ceases to be imagination alone. It becomes rehearsal for the reality you are actively calling into existence, an echo of the order God has placed in creation. Once the inner senses have been trained to make your visions feel real, the subconscious mind begins its quiet work. If the conscious mind is the artist sketching on the canvas, the subconscious is the craftsman shaping the raw materials of life under the higher wisdom that sustains all things. It takes what you give it, whether fear or trust, clarity or confusion, and builds it into the structure of your reality. Unlike the conscious mind, which questions and analyzes, the subconscious accepts without judgment. It responds to repetition, to vivid images, to emotion. This is why the detailed, sensory-rich visualization practice consistently becomes so powerful. You are feeding your subconscious the blueprint of your future, and under the silent orchestration of God, the inner design you offer is taken seriously. The subconscious cannot distinguish between what is vividly imagined and what is physically lived. To it, both are instructions. When you visualize health, growth, success, or love in full sensory detail, your subconscious records it as truth and begins working silently to align your habits, decisions, and awareness with that image. Suddenly, you notice opportunities that were once invisible, or you feel drawn to choices that match your inner picture. What looks like coincidence from the outside is in reality your subconscious following the design it has been given, and the currents of creation responding in harmony. Think of it as a compass. Once set, the needle always points in the chosen direction, no matter the storms or distractions along the way. Without visualization, the subconscious drifts, absorbing random impressions from the world around you. With visualization, it is given a clear North Star. It begins steering you steadily toward your chosen destination, adjusting your thoughts and behaviors without you having to force every move consciously. This is why many people find themselves lucky once they begin consistent visualization. Luck is often the subconscious aligning them with what they have been rehearsing within, guided by a wisdom greater than their own. If you're finding these insights valuable, take a moment to like and subscribe to Quantum Aligned so that this journey of science and spirit continues to unfold for you. Every great invention, achievement, and transformation has followed this path. Before a plane flew, it existed in the imagination of the Wright brothers. Before a symphony was heard, it was already alive in the mind of the composer. The subconscious is the silent architect that translates vision into form, and visualization is the language through which it receives its instructions. When you consistently impress your inner world with a reality you desire, the subconscious begins constructing it brick by brick until what was once unseen becomes the foundation of your lived experience. As the subconscious begins its silent work, the results may not always appear immediately. Just like seeds buried beneath the earth, visualization often produces growth long before anything can be seen on the surface. In the same way that a gardener trusts the process, watering, nurturing, and waiting, you too must allow your vision's time to unfold. The subconscious is reorganizing patterns, reshaping beliefs, and aligning circumstances in ways you cannot always measure day by day. Patience is not inaction. It is confidence in the unseen, a quiet faith that the same God who ordered the galaxies also honors the seeds you have sown within. This hidden stage of growth is where many give up. They visualize for a time, but when no instant results appear, doubt replaces trust. Yet the soil does not reveal its work until the right moment. A sprout emerges only when it has developed strong enough roots to survive above ground. In the same way, the results of visualization emerge when your inner foundation has been set, when the subconscious has fully accepted the image as reality and begins directing your life to meet it. Abandoning the practice too soon is like pulling up a seed to see if it has grown, only to kill its chance of ever breaking through. When the sprouts finally appear, they often come disguised as opportunities, chance meetings, or sudden ideas. A person crosses your path at just the right time. A thought arises that points you to a new possibility. A situation you once dismissed now looks like an open door. These are not accidents. They are the first signs of your visualization taking root in the visible world, a reflection of the quiet design God has been shaping behind the scenes. What you rehearsed within is now finding expression without. To recognize these moments, you must stay attuned, because the universe often answers in subtle whispers before it roars. And as you listen, remember to support Quantum Aligned by liking and subscribing, so you remain part of this shared exploration into the harmony of human intention and the divine order that sustains it all. Health, wealth, and relationships all follow this law of gradual unfolding. The body responds slowly but surely to images of vitality and strength. Financial opportunities emerge when your mind has been trained to expect and notice them. Loving connections grow as you consistently see yourself as worthy of them. Like seeds, each area of life requires consistent care and trust in the higher order that sustains all growth. Visualization is the daily watering, the sunlight of belief, and the protection from weeds of doubt. With time, the garden of your mind breaks through the soil of reality, and what was once invisible begins to bloom before your eyes. When the seeds of visualization begin to push through the soil of your reality, they must be met with action. Without action, even the clearest and most consistent vision remains a drawing on paper, never transformed into a structure you can inhabit. Visualization prepares the mind, but your choices and behaviors give the vision weight in the physical world. Just as a gardener waters and tends to sprouts when they finally appear, you must nurture the opportunities that emerge from your inner work. Action is not separate from visualization. It is its natural extension. Think of visualization as setting the stage. You have rehearsed the role, memorized the lines, and felt the emotions of success. But when the curtain rises, you must step onto the stage and perform. Reality responds when you align your outer actions with your inner pictures. Each decision you make becomes a brushstroke, giving form and color to the canvas you have held in your mind. Without those brushstrokes, the image never leaves the imagination. Together, vision and action form a partnership that makes manifestation inevitable, under the quiet guidance of God who designed the universe to respond to intention and effort. If you're finding these insights meaningful, remember to like and subscribe to Quantum Aligned so you can keep exploring this union of science, spirit, and personal transformation. Thoughts are the beginning, but they must be embodied. When you see your future vividly, feel it deeply, and then act in harmony with it, the invisible and visible merge. Life no longer feels accidental. You begin to live as a conscious co-creator with the divine pattern that holds everything in balance. Visualization plants the seed, but action is the sunlight that helps it grow strong. When both are united, the life once only imagined becomes the life you are living. Visualization is not a trick of the mind. It is the natural power of consciousness shaping matter, a reflection of the creative energy God placed within every human being. You hold within you the ability to draft the blueprint of your life, to train your subconscious, and to turn invisible seeds into visible fruits. But it only works when done with clarity, consistency, feeling, and the courage to act. It's no longer a hidden secret. It's a practice, a harmony between the visions you hold within and the choices you make each day. The mind serves as the canvas while your actions become the brushstrokes that bring the picture to life. When you create with intention and move in alignment with what you've seen inside, the masterpiece of your life begins to unfold before you, and Quantum Aligned invites you to continue this journey of discovery and divine design.